Hello everybody, I'm WC Zeta. I'm just talking about my Vynnset deck which I took to my 3-2 finish over at my RTN last Sunday. Vynnset herself is a fairly uncommon deck. You're not gonna likely see her as much because she's been slowly picking up steam. However, she is in the same boat as Kano, I would put her, where she is a highly complex hero. She doesn't always pay you off, and she will give you a mass amount of results if you know how to play her well. Now, Vynnset herself focuses on the rune chant mechanic, and she's going to be the main hero here soon, with Viserai probably LLing this week. And so that we've heard as the main rune chant production for Rune Blades themselves. Now, there is Florian, but I don't see him gaining too much as he focuses more on the late game of it. And right now, this meta is a highly aggressive meta, or it's going to be CYB, which he can flourish in, don't get me wrong there. But it's just CYB instant, gain 7 life. She herself focuses on the Runegate mechanic, which is released with her in the Dust Till Dawn set of 2023, which is if you control rune chants equal to or greater than Deathly Whale's cost, using this one as an example, which is 3. So in short, if this is in your banish, if you have 3 or greater rune chants, you may play this for free. Now, when you attack with this, it's going to send those 3 rune chants you had to pay for this with it as well. So it's essentially a not 1 card 9. And it's going to each effect minus Phantom Wraith and Phantom Banshee all have a on damage effect, not a on hit effect. Where when the combat chain closes, you're going to do Ets, where it's amount of the heroes who have lost life this turn. So, say my opponent's lost life, they're gonna. I will make a rune chant as a result when the combat chain closes. And but if I lose life, say Sigil of Suffering or Vynnset's second ability, where if I play a Shadow non-attack, I may pay 1 life, and my next rune chant would be unpreventable. This will stop your arcane barrier as well. If I were to lose life my turn and I play Deathly Whale, I would get 1 rune chant back. Now, if we both lost life, it'll be 2 rune chants. This is where the deck becomes a lot more crazy and it slowly complicates itself, because you gotta balance generating rune chants to get attacks into your banish. Vynnset herself, when you play Vynnset, you assigned a pact to say you will banish a card from your hand, and she will give you 1 rune chant. With this pact, this is how you're gonna feel. I can't speak today. I'm on recording tip number 9. I'm not doing this again. You will feel your attacks themselves, essentially making all your attacks not just a vanilla sits. They're all going to be a 6 plus your rune chants. With that being said, you have to have your enablers. So in this case, with Vynnset always making 1 rune chant, if you have a card from hand, you'll always have 1 rune chant. That allows us to go into Deadwood Dirge, which says destroy an order you control. If you do, control 3 rune chants. This will just essentially turn your 1 rune chant into 3 into a Deathly Whale. That makes 2 card 9. Never a bad option. Your other options are Fencing Quillhand. This is not something you want to pop immediately. This is something that goes into combo pieces, but I will explain this later. Funeral Moon, this is a card that just simply says, create a rune chant. That's it. That's all it does. Ignore this for now. Ignore the very top bit. We were just going to add that this does not exist. You have Malefic Incantation as another rune chant production, so say you attack with an attack action, that's going to make 1 rune chant for you to have on standby. And then I have Haunting Rendition. It's a secondary defense reaction, but I found it good enough to be in the main board, where it is block 4, or you discard just make 2 rune chants. With the second part, making 2 more rune, making a rune chant for 1 point of damage that's unprevented, that becomes really good as a rune chant production, because now I've made rune chants during my opponent's turn instead. Reduce the rune chance here in the sideboard. It's something I'm going to bring up early. It's just a simple short 1 cost. You're never going to pay this. You should next to never pay this. 1 cost, block 4, cost 1 less for each rune chant you control. On defense, create a rune chant. Short, simple as that. Blessing of the Occult. This is a setup card. I will get into that a little bit about how I want to set this deck up. However, in short, this will end your turn for the most part, but your next turn you're going to have 3 rune chants. So say you banish Widespread Destruction, you make 1 rune chant, you play Blessing of the Occult. That's going to end your turn immediately. Next turn, you're going to banish another card due to Vynnset's ability, have 5 rune. Blessings of the Occult will then pop off your next turn, and then you'll have 5 rune chants total. That overpays for Widespread Destruction and Annihilation, which is your biggest cost in this deck. I also have in here in the sideboard a Rune Void Incantation. This is just short, simple. Once per turn at the beginning of your action phase, not at the beginning of your turn, remove a counter from it, create a rune chant. Once it has no rune chants, and once you have no counters on this, it will destroy itself the next turn. That's just another way of making easy ways into my Rune Gate 2 cards, which would be Rune Gate 2. It's short, simple. It is going to be a couple attacks that I want to have that are short, cheap, easy, and costed. Bandit Wraith, just vanilla. Rune Gate 2, it sets attack. Remember, this is never going to be vanilla sets. It's also going to have your rune chance as well. So it's technically 2 cost 8. Same with Widespread Ruin. This has a damage dealt. Banish the person who's taken life damage this turn. It'll banish top card of their deck. Definitely Delight. This is a life refund, in my opinion. If you've lost life, you gain that life back. If your opponent lost life, you get a life back. If you both lost life, congratulations, profit. Sometimes you're not going to have it. Have Rune Gate 2. But, thanks to Misfail, that mistake of a set, we have Elegant Eulogy, which will give us Rune Gate 1. It's short, simple. 1 cost 4. Technically, it's 5. If the combat chain closes, if a hero's lost life. So if they took the rune chant or they took any amount of damage from this, you get an Eloquence token. I will explain the Eloquence tokens later. There is shenanigery with that. The other attacks I have in here are definitely Whales, which is basically a 3 cost Etz plus 3. Well, Etz is the actual power, so you have 6, 5, and 2 of the blues. The only reason I have 2 blues is I've been disappointed with the third one, and I want to cut it for other stuff. There is Bandit Banshee, which is a Rune Gate 3. 7 attack, just simple. 3 cost 10. If Bruce get that, so can we. Widespread Destruction, also in this deck as a 3 of. The reason here is this is a Arsenal Destruction effect, which is always taking a card away from your opponent if they have an arsenal. So it's somewhat conditional, but I'd rather have it as a, you're not getting a 5-card hand. Widespread Annihilation is our biggest cost Rune Gate card, which is Rune Gate 4. But if they have taken any damage this turn, it is immediately, they will banish a card from their hand when the combat chain closes. There is no further attacks, yep. So, using 3 cost, 9, using Deathly Whales as an example, that's somewhat easy to block. That's just pitch a blue, prevent your 3 rune chance, sit attack, block with 2 cards, or equipment if you're wanting to. That's not too easy to block. Well, here's the thing. This deck easily combines with other stuff to make Go Again, or other shenanigery. So, say I have 2 cards in Banish, I need to play both of them. We go on to our Go Again package. We have Modern Skies down here. Modern Skies is just short, simple. My next runaway attack gains Go Again, and if it hits, gain 3 rune chants. This allows me to have Go Again and an on-hit, which my opponents will have to start caring about, as that's 3 rune chants that basically power all but 1 attack in this deck. Some people have taken it out. I admit to taking it out before. They took it out for Machination of Dominion. Machination is not a bad card, but it's really just if you've created an aura this turn, it gets Go Again. That's not really been good enough for me, in my opinion. The overpower means nothing. I have had opponents just say, I do not care about this, I'll just take all damage. And then they strike me back for extremely more, or they've hit me with something that stalls my next turn. It being a blue block 3, that's fine. Some people like it, I don't care for it anymore. I'm leaning more to the aggressive style of Vynnset, which is just wide turns, Go Again, aggressiveness. So Modern Skies pisses me more. Succumb to Temptation. Succumb is a little bit of a weird card. If you've dealt arcane damage this turn, you may play this still an instant. And it has Go Again. So in short, it gives you the ability to have Go Again if they've taken damage, which I have gambled on before, and I will admit to losing that, but I've also gained advantage from that. Even if my opponent has fully blocked out my attack, I still will play Succumb to Temptation as a Go Again enabler for certain attacks. And it does feature a nice handy. The next time a Rune Blade attack action card you control hits a hero, look at their hand, discard it. Discard a card from their hand. It is a nice on-hit, it gives some disruption, it's fun. Especially when you combine it with Widespread Annihilation. Congratulations. You took arcane damage, and you getting hit with Succumb. Congratulations, you've lost 2 cards from hand. You love it against our aggro decks. In the sideboard, I also have a Shadow Puppetry. That's just short, simple, +1 and an on-hit. I'll get to that later. So, the deck is very short, simple. It's mostly stock. The main thing people probably disagree with me here is the Sonata Galaxia. The reason I play Sonata Galaxia is because originally I was playing it, and I wanted access to more Malefics. Now, you could say, I'm already running 5, why do I want more than 6? In my aggressive matchups or my control games can outlast me, because this deck does not like the evidence of the long game. It will try and work around it because it has mass damage. However, it is still fighting for its life in the long game. So this will help me search for my Malefics, but it also gives me access to a sideboard package of other auras. Now, some decks will run it, some won't. That's fine. They'll mostly just run the 6 Malefics then. For me, I prefer having a Blessing of the Occult as I don't get to do much my turn, but my next turn is going to have anything enabled. Runeblade Incantation, this is for my more aggressive matchups. Surprisingly, why would I bring in a 1-cost aura that doesn't do anything for me immediately? The thing is, in my aggressive matchups, my Auroras, my Fives, my Viserais, a lot of those decks, I am not trying to play the aggressive game. I'm going to be slow, I'm going to be just a constant snowball going downhill. and then eventually it turns into block with 3 cards, maybe some armor, have room 1 incantation, 1 card, Vynnset trigger, banish a Rune Gate 2, go into Rune 1 incantation, that will trigger that turn, and then I will have a Rune Gate 2 available. So I've essentially just made a 1 card 8. Which is usually pretty good in your more aggressive matchups that just don't want to block. Because now you're just going to try and either outvalue them or you're going to do some damage to them over time. That is it for my aura package of Sonata. Let's go on to the sideboard real quick. I've already mentioned Blessings and Rune Blade Incantation. I'll come back to Calming Breeze in a little bit. Reduce the Rune Chant, as I said, it's just a defensive package. It's part of your Rune Chant production. You always want 3. Relevant Rune Blood. I have admitted to seeing people cutting this all entirely. I have had many games where I'm not bringing in all 3. I'm considering taking 1 out. But it does well into your turns where you're playing multiple attacks each during that turn. For matchups like your Enigma, your Florian, your stuff like that, Rebel is a surprisingly good card because now you've just said, I've already played my non-attack. Good. Attack with this, activate Spellbound Creepers, or if you already had Go Again, don't bother Spellbound Creepers. Activate Rebel, congratulations, I'm online again. Shadow Puppetry, this is a card that helps with your attack actions, because it does not specify either Rune Blade or Shadow, it just says your next attack action card. It'll gain +1, Go Again, and it gives you an on hit, where basically, if it hits, look at the top card of your deck, you may banish it. You don't always want to banish the card, but that's not important. The important part is the fact that it's a Shadow action. Your Shadow actions always play into Vynnset, because as stated before, with her second ability, you can pay a life and make your next Rune Chant unpreventable. This makes stuff like Deathly Wail trigger easily, it makes Deathly Delight refund you life, and it just guarantees a destruction with widespread destruction. Remembrance, this is for your matchups you know the game's going to go long. Originally, I was playing 2. I just couldn't find one more for my RTN. I know I have one somewhere. I just couldn't find it. And I will be honest with you, I have been very happy with this deck if I know they are running CYB. Or if I think they are running CYB, which I will bring up in my matchups later on. Oblivion, this is good for your long games. You're not going to bring this in during your early on games. Your games that go fast, you're not bothering this because it says no block. Yes, it's a blue, but it just clogs up your hand, and you're not going to really want to try and set up 6 Rune Chants. And bear in mind, it's exactly 6 Rune Chants. You do get to get a Shatter of Nazareth, which is a good 6 attacker. Something to remember with Nazareth, it does not pop your Rune Chants. So you can banish a card from hand, attack with Nazareth, and it will give you options. Either you just keep your Rune Chant, or you have a card or a banish and you're just swinging for 6, and you get set up a little bit more. Calming Breeze, the only reason I'm running Calming Breeze here is because it is on me, I fully admit to this, but I did trade my EA Shelter the Storm, which I opened, to the judge of the event the week prior. So, I didn't have a Shelter from the Storm. Also, this should not be 2 of. Like I said, I just did not find a second Remembrance. I put that in instead, because I was expecting more Syndra. Never ran into any, by the way. And I gotta go to work. Gotta love it when you go to work and then you realize the next day you need to finish recording this. You do about 10 minutes of recording it, look over, see your microphone's not recording at all. Where was I? Oh, yes. I just finished the sideboard talking about the Calming Breeze. These should not be 2 of, they are 1 of now. And right as the event ended, the The TO was giving packs out to people who were playing in the event but didn't make top 8. In my one of 3 packs, I opened a shelter, so this is no longer a calming breeze. This is a one of shelter. The other calming breeze, hopefully I find another remembrance somewhere in my collection. Hopefully. Moving on, let's go into my matchups. So my round 1 was the worst matchup I could have had. It was a CYB Jarl. I look at his deck. He's not really bringing out any CYBs. I figure some people don't want to play CYBs in the main board. Some play him in the sideboard. I figured, okay, he didn't play him, so I just gotta play this game down. Turn 4 CYB. Oh, that's nice. The reason he hadn't really tried against me all that much was because he was drawing all red hands early on. So he was not able to get any increment of value. The game goes on a little bit. He's at 43. I'm at 24. I say, this needs to go on. I just hit him with some... I get a good amount of damage off. I take him from 43 to 31 to 21. Later on, 18. When I get into round 18 or 21, I don't remember which one, I get Oblivion off, which is really good in your fatigue matchups or your CYB matchups, because this is... Nazareth is always going to be free damage. Just plain and simple. You banish a card from your hand, make it rune chant, attack with Nazareth. Nazareth does not trigger your rune chants. That is always a way for you to set up, keep resources alive. Early on in my game, when he was still in his 40s, I did have to cast the Remembrance. Otherwise, I was going to have to discard it due to a pummel. So I just played him Remembrance, get back Shadow Puppetry, an attack action, and a Funeral Moon. Which is not a bad choice, but it's not the greatest I could have done. I wish it had Malefics in the Banish or something better than that. The game continues. We're at 16 to 18. I get him already down. I'm at 5. He's at 1. And I have a giant misplay that just swung the entire game around for him. In my hand, I had Malvern Skies, Deathly Whale with Rune Chance to provide for it, Cole, and some other card I used to block with. Oh no, it was a Haunting Rendition I used to block with. He was at 1. I had a giant blunder in my head. He had Pulse of Icemoth in his arsenal. What I did was I banished Deathly Whale, played Malvern Skies, attacked with Deathly Whale. He Arcane Barriers all the rune chants, blocks out the Deathly Whale. And then I just blank. And the Judge Warrior called me out for it, because even he said, you had to win there. What happened? Because I could have just gone Flail, Pale Life, use the Cold from hand. Because if you've lost life, if a hero's lost life, you may play it over an instant. I could have activated Vynnset, paying another life to make the rune chant unpreventable, making him unable to stop me. So that throws away the game. I'm down to 4. He's at... he's still at 1. He survived that turn, but he didn't get anything. Next turn, I popped Grimoire, because I had double Eloquence token shenanigans I could do. He goes CYB. Bear in mind, he's at CYB 2 already, so this is his 3rd one. He goes all the way 6. I swung with something, puts him to 5. My next turn, I didn't draw any real attacks worth a damn, so I just banished something. Not even Blood Debt, not even Funeral Moon or another Cold, because I'm out of both now. Swing Nazareth, he fully blocks that. I go down to 2. And then he goes... He takes 1. ACYB goes from 3 to 9. And then my next turn, I am at 1 because of Blood Dad. He goes double CYB, puts him from 9 to 16. I only have 12 points of damage, so I lost that game. That's on me. I admit to that. Now, and the judge was like, "You had to win." No, I didn't. He could have prevented it. Because that entire tangent with the coal and the flail, I just blanked on. That's where I thought he had the CYB already. Because he hadn't drawn any more than 2 in a good while. And he hadn't gone through his deck yet. We weren't in second cycle. So I figured he was already getting to him. But I didn't think he was that close. So that put me at 0-1. Round 2, I faced against a Katsu, also in the 0-1 bracket, somehow there. This matchup was a little bit weird. I played Tunic Grasp over Fencing Quillhand. The reason is because I fully expect the games to go short enough, but with Katsu specifically, you want to block a lot more. And this goes for Ira as well. To prevent Mask of Momentum triggers, to prevent Katsu triggers, to prevent... This wasn't a Mask of Momentum. This was a Mask of Pouncing Leaks. He was trying to combo me for some odd reason. I don't know what he was trying to do with that. He had Salt the Wounds in his deck, but he never really used one until like the very end of the game. So first couple of turns, I'm not drawing any Rune Champ productions. I start the game, banish a Rune Gate attack, pitch to Grasp, pass. Next turn, I've blocked out a little bit more. Draw, still have only Rune Gate attacks. Banish 1. Play Deathly Whale. He takes all the Rune Chants, and he fully blocks out Deathly Whale. I Arsenal, pass. Next turn, I had no real ways of attacking. I had a Coal in that hand, so I just walk out, take the Kadachis, and just Coal him to prevent him having an Arsenal, stuff like that. After that, it's just more Kadachis, until eventually I have 3 Rune Gates in my graveyard, in my Banish, sorry. I have Destruction, Widespread Ruin, and I think I had a Van Wraith in there as well. I'm not sure on that. My hand had another Destruction, said Ruin from the hand, and 2 other cards that I could not do much with. Oh no, one was a Coal. So I just went, okay, play Destruction. I'm going to have to go for damage from now on, because this is not... I'm slowly losing any and all points I have in the lead. He ABs all the Widespread Destruction, fully blocks it. I Arsenal Coal and pass. He attacks me again, but now I've drawn into Rune Champ production, which is great. I drawn into, I believe it was Dirge, I want to say. Made the Rune Chants, and then I attacked with Deathly Whale, I want to say. He actually takes some of the damage. I have Estro left over. The other card I drew into was a second Coal. So what I did was, he took the damage, fully blocks Widespread Ruin. He has 2 cards in hand. I go Coal, Coal, preventing him from winning the game. No, that wasn't a Coal. It was a Funeral Moon. Sorry, second card was... Card way early on was a Funeral Moon. So I had 1 more in deck. I take out his turn entirely because he has no cards in hand, no way to attack with. Goes back to my turn. I hit Malefic, Small for Skies, probably something else as well. Yes, now I'm slowly gaining the advantage again. I got my Rune Champ production going. I'm just hitting the races. We go this way until he's about... I'm at 22, he's at 14. I'm not able to get any good attacks out for a bit. So he takes me from 22 all the way down to 14 overall. Bear in mind, after some point in there, I got him down to 4. He goes... In my hand, I have a Deathly Whale, Cole, and something to pitch for... No, I didn't pitch. I think maybe it was a Deadwood Dirge, and I used that to activate, make the rune change for Deathly Whale. I attacked with Deathly Whale. He takes all 3 rune changes going from 4 to 1. He says, my next turn, I'm going to hopefully get this game back to where I need to win. I say, no. Once he says that, my mind triggers, and then that's when I remember Vynnset's second ability. So I just went, no, I popped my tunic, activate grass. I didn't have to activate grass, sorry. I activate Grimoire, make the Eloquence token, play the Cole from hand, paying a life for the rune chant. Did I pay a life? I did not pay a life for that, sorry. Pop tunic, activate Grimoire, Cole, take away the last card from his hand. The Eloquence token gives Cole go again, and then I proceed to attack for flail while he's at 1. Wait. No, sorry. That was a Funeral Moon. Made a rune chant, that's why I pay a life for it. So that got me back into 1-1. That's good enough. Then this game is another bane of my existence, Jarl. Round 3, he's playing Jarl. I expect him to be on CYB as well. I just board in the exact same thing I bring it for CYB Jarl. Even if they aren't, it's the same board. He's not on CYB. He's on Tectonic Plating, meaning a more Aura style gameplay. So he's wanting to search out his channels, his hypothermias, all that. My first turn is basically Malefic 1, Malefic 2, and the Yellow Malefic after that. And I have a Deathly Whale in Banish. I did not keep an Arsenal. That was a hand that you do not really care about not keeping it. He just goes, okay. It wasn't a Deathly Whale. I think it was another Rune Gate too. I know that. Or was it Eloquent Eulogy? One of those. It was Eloquent Eulogy. Sorry, that's on me. I just pass him straight turn. There's no point in me attacking. I then proceed to... He sets up. He uses Tectonic Plating, Crumble. That's 0 for 3 blue. That puts a negative counter on one of my stuff. Fairly simple. I know he's going to be extremely resource intensive. That's when I notice it. I then draw into Malvern Skies, Rune Gate 3 attack. No, it was Rune Gate 2. And then Funeral Moon and Deadwood Dirge, I believe. Was it Dirge? It might have been something else. Either way, I play Malvern Skies. I banished the Rune Gate 2. Attack with Rune Gate... No, it was Rune Gate 3, because he took... Okay, no, that's not me. So, start this turn. I play Malvern Skies. I banish Rune Gate 3. Attack with Eloquent Eulogy. He prevents the Arcane, but he fully takes the Eloquent Eulogy, giving me 3 rune chance. So I'm at 6 now. I then proceed to send the Rune Gate 3 attack at him, which is probably a Deathly Whale. He then just takes 6 damage. Goes all the way down. No. He prevents 5 of the rune chance. He had 1 floating from the Eloquent Eulogy earlier. Goes to 31. Takes 3 off the Deathly Whale. I break the combat chain. I make an Eloquence token and a rune chant. Already ready for me. I debate whether or not I wanted to play the Funeral Moon to break the Elegance token, but I realized the combat chain's already closed. It means nothing. So I played a Funeral Moon anyway before the combat chain breaks, so I don't have to lose my Elegance token later on. Arsenal the Dirge, pass. I took a lot of resources out of him that one turn, so he then proceeds to go Arsenal, pass. It's a little bit then of a grindy game where I'm sending a rune gate attack, he's preventing the rune chance, but Malefic's are gaining me more rune chance back. It goes 3, then to 2. So I'm keeping constant pressure. He's not really doing much to me at this point. I get him down to 24, and that's when he starts hitting me. He never draws anything that I'm really caring about. He never draws Spinal Crush. He never draws... Actually, he drew an Okahold. He had the Ice Earth for the ready for it. So I just look at my hand at some point in there, say, it's a Malefic, a Sonata, Dirge is in the arsenal already, and a Rune Gate attack. I just say take 9, and he rolls to get 2 random cards. He hits the Malefic and the other card I'm not remembering. So I have a Rune Gate attack and a Sonata already. So then I proceed to go back to my turn, play Sonata, play Dirge, get to have 4 rune chance for Sonata, have Sonata, go grab Rune Blade Incantation, because once I attack with my Rune Gate attack, those last Malefics are gone. So this is just so I can ensure having a Rune Gate 2 minimum. I then proceed to attack again, takes him down to 20 for the rune chance, and he takes 1 off of physical. I don't remember the attack itself. Percentage just hit me with a hammer. I block with 1 card. I didn't need that card. He hit a Rune Gate 2. I already have 2 rune chants up. I'm just banish the Rune Gate 2, attack with a sense attack with a Rune Gate 2, then 3 rune chants. He takes a rune chance. Probably was a widespread ruin, so he banished the top card of his deck. He doesn't really get much of an advantage at all for a while. Eventually, we're down to 10-4. I just have enough rune chant production. He's trying his best, but he just cannot squeak out anything. The game ends where I'm at 10, he's at 1. I just... Either I overrun with rune chants, or I did the shenanigans with Vynnset and paying life with Funeral Moon or something. So that got me a round 3 win. My next matchup in round 4 was against Aurora. Aurora's an aggressive matchup. It's one where, like Syndra, I have to take out my Tunic, take out my Vetsing, and I will play Grasp and Dryatic. There's an argument for Face Purgatory for the... I'm forgetting the name of it now, but the Gauntlet Flash, that's it. Where they'll just play Gauntlet Flash, you block with Face Purgatory and something, and the cards to enable it. That gives them the option of where, if they're low cards already, they're either popping an instant early to get Gauntlet Flash back to hand and discard the other card, which actually breaks the combat chain as a whole, because there's no card to resolve Go again. But with how the tournament's going, I just say it's better for me to have Crown and try to maximize value with that instead. The game goes fairly well. Turn 1, I banish a card from hand. I take Blood Date damage. I'm just setting up adapt. I drew all attacks, so that hand did me nothing. Banish another Rune Gate 2. put another in my arsenal. Pass. He comes back, hits me for 5 overall that turn. Then I take another 1. And then I'm at 29 that turn. I drew into Runeblade Incantation, which is never a bad option. Runeblade Incantation did me so much work, I'm actually thinking it might just be worth putting in the main board and have a second one sideboard instead of just Blessings. I get him down slowly, I'm chipping away at him, he's at 31, he hits me with Arc Lightning. I did board in Calming Breeze as I'm not sure if this is going to be good, but I think it's kind of worth it. I still am unsure if that's the right call. But it did prevent 3. It did prevent, I want to say, he hit me with 3 Arc Lightning triggers. I prevented 3, but there was another 3 I couldn't deal with, so took those 3. No, it was 2 I couldn't deal with, and the 1 U fuse. So that took me down from 29 basically to 24. And then I just took the full 4 attack on that. I'm at 20 now. He's at 27, I believe. And that's how the game kind of goes for a while until I get a good turn where I'm attacking multiple times that game. That takes him down from 18 to 12, then 7. We slowly go like this for a while until we're at 6 and 1. I never drew the Shadow Attack. Or I couldn't keep it. Let me say that. I couldn't keep it because the game where she can do so much damage all at once, I couldn't stop it. So I just had to keep up cards to either prevent Arcane, block, or have a Runegate attack to attack with. She's at 1 for a good while. I get pushed down to 5, then 3. She's at... It's 2-1 right now. I go... Shadow Puppetry, Paying a Life. Sorry, I was at 3 that turn. Shadow Puppetry, Paying a Life. Go to 2. Attack with Deathly Delight. For 6 and 2 rune chance, one of which is unpreventable. What they proceed to do is go... Double Sigil. The one that gains you 3 life. And then proceeds to just... blank all 6 damage. Somehow preventing the 2 rune chants as well. They probably had a yellow pitch in hand. I'm not too worried about that. I flail as well. Sorry. I break the combat chain. I checked their graveyard. I'm at 4 life now. They're still at 1. I'm checking. They still have 1 Burn Up and Shock in deck or hand that I am unsure of. So I had to break the combat chain. Attack with flail. They use their boots to block with, which is fine. That's another equipment they didn't have anything. They pass turn. It goes like this for a little bit more until I'm at 3, 2, 1, 2, and they just have a turn where I'm just unable to block the last 2 points of damage while they've just been at 1 this whole time. So they etched it out barely. That takes me to the top 8. Then I have round 5. I know I'm at top 8. I'm not caring anymore. My next matchup is Vynnset himself, the purple man who's, after the first half of this recording, got announced that he was going to be LO'd, so he will be gone soon. I get really sick and tired of this match. I know I'm at top 8. I just want to end the day already. I don't bother with grass, which is what I normally do. I bring in Vexing Quail Hand instead. Just say, let's just go balls to the wall. I want this game to be done. He then proceeds to present no Arcane Barrier. And I don't realize this till he pointed out to me at the very end of the night. Day, because it was 4 in the afternoon, I believe. So, turn 1, I banish a card and take blood debt. Probably do some other setup. He does the exact same thing on his turn. Comes back to me. I say, okay, well, play something, make more rune chants. Or to ensure my rune chants. Swing of Rune Gate 2. He doesn't do anything with the rune chants, obviously. And then it's a slow roll game there. Because in my notes, I'm going to go into 38, 36, 35, 34, 33, 29. It's slowly rolling down, but anytime he takes damage, it's always a large chunk. Because he goes from 35, 25, 18, 16, 11, till the end of the game where basically I'm at 7, he's at 2. I have a Rune Gate 2 attack. I had no other cards to block with. I just send it. He just says, good game. Shows me his hand. He had nothing to deal with it. And that's when he told me he had no Arcane Barrier. Because what he has for Arcane Barrier is in his hands. And he thought having Grasp be better value than having the Arcane Barrier against me. So, ultimately, I end my day with a 3-2 finish. Not a bad performance. The other Vynnset in there got 2-3. So, I am the best performing Vynnset over there, which is meh. Overall, what I changed from this deck is, like I said earlier, definitely taking out the Intercalming Breeze. And now that I have a Shelter, I can just play the Shelter instead of the last one. I still want 2 Remembrances overall. It's just I couldn't find one. I decided to print it. My deck was as such. I'm not certain of the second Remembrance still, but I think it'd be better than the Calming Breeze. Blessing of the Occult, I'm still saying this is underrated in your heavier blocking matchups, where you're blocking a lot more versus your opponent. You can search this if you know you don't have any other Rune Chant production, have Blessings, you draw into Rune Gate 3 most likely. You banish that Rune Gate 3, during your action phase, this pops, you have 4 Rune Chants. That's 2 cards minimum from them, and that's before blocking the attack itself. Why am I not running Carrion Husk? Overall, I would say we're not running into big aggressive decks. We're not running into the Bruce. We're not running into a lot of other Vynsets right now. And if we were running Vynsets, I still run Tunic. I'm honestly considering cutting the second Rebel. I don't feel it's worth it with how my deck is, with how I'm playing the deck now. But yeah. That's pretty much it. What do I cut for the second Rebel? I'm not certain of. It's probably going to be another Rune Blade Incantation, I'll be honest with you. As a matter of fact, it's just easier Rune Chant production. But yeah, that's it. Thank you to everyone who watched me. I don't know how you found this video. I have nothing else on my channel, so have a good day.